Why is it that some people seem to move through life with effortless momentum, while you feel frozen in the same spot, watching the world pass you by? You wake up with the same goals, the same promises, and the same to-do lists. But by the time the sun sets, nothing has changed. It's a loop that feels impossible to escape. This cycle is often labeled as laziness, a word that implies a moral flaw or a lack of character. But psychology suggests something much deeper is happening. Today, I'm going to show you the exact psychological shift that breaks the cycle. If you have even a tiny desire to change, this video will shift your entire perspective. Before we dive into the biology, we must be honest. Sometimes what we call laziness is actually a symptom of depression. If you feel completely numb or unable to function, please seek professional support. Today, we are focusing on the stuck loop, that gap between wanting to do something and actually doing it. For those who feel simply stuck, the root often lies in self-determination theory. A 2020 research by Shunk and Di Benedetto explains that when our psychological needs for autonomy and competence aren't met, the brain perceives tasks as threats. If a task feels outside of your control or beyond your current capability, your mind will choose the easiest path. Not because it is lazy, but because it is prioritizing your immediate stability over your future success. The human brain has one ultimate goal: survival. It is not designed for success, productivity, or happiness. It is designed to keep you alive. The safest place for your biology is the comfort zone. This is driven by a mechanism called energy conservation. Historically, humans evolved to save energy for life or death situations. In the modern world, your brain interprets a difficult project or a workout as an expensive use of resources. When you feel lazy, it is often just your brain whispering, "Don't spend your energy here. Stay where it's safe." Critical factor behind this avoidance is how the mind perceives self-worth. A 2014 study by Orth and Robbins shows that low self-esteem directly leads to avoidance behavior. If there is a subconscious belief that you are low value, your brain won't respect your own time. This is why many find it easy to work for others but impossible to work for themselves. You aren't avoiding the task. You are avoiding the investment in a version of yourself you don't yet believe is worth the effort. To bypass these ancient biological blockers, we must use specific psychological hacks that speak the brain's language. The 80-year-old time hack. A 2007 research on procrastination proves that the brain is naturally biased toward immediate comfort. To break this, you must collapse the timeline. Before making a choice to quit, visualize yourself at age 80. Ask, "Will I regret this moment of comfort?" By bringing your future self into the present, you force the brain to see the long-term cost of the short-term rest. The dopamine domino. Harvard Business School research highlights the power of small wins. A tiny achievement like making your bed releases a microdose of dopamine. This isn't about the task. It's about signaling to your brain that progress is possible and safe, which fuels the motivation for the next larger domino, making larger tasks feel achievable. The activation energy killer. The brain often panics due to anticipatory anxiety, the fear of a task being too hard or imperfect. The secret is that action must come before motivation. By lowering the requirement to just 5 minutes of work, you kill the activation energy barrier, you bypass the brain's fear response. Once the body moves, the mind follows. Laziness is not your identity. It is a protective response to a world that feels overwhelming. But you are no longer in the cave. You are no longer in danger. You have the tools to signal to your brain that it is safe to grow. Which of these 3 strategies will you use to break your loop today? The 80-year-old hack, the dopamine domino, or the activation killer? Let us know in the comments. Let's create intentionality, one small task at a time.